Hi friends, Sarah here from Sunset Bow. Back with a video. It's been a while since I've actually made a video. I've been a little out of commission for the last couple of weeks. My other main hobby, in addition to tarot and also doing a lot of crafty stuff, is singing. And I actually had a voice recital last weekend. So for the last couple of weeks I had been really busy, both getting prepared for that and also not making a lot of videos because I kind of wanted to, rest my voice outside of times when I needed to be singing. So, but now that's over and I don't have to do one for at least another year. So I'm gonna be getting back into making some more videos. And so the first one that I wanted to make is actually gonna be an unboxing here. This box is the Uusi Supra Oracle. And I actually got this like I said, a couple of weeks ago, but because I've been out of commission, I have saved it until I could actually unbox it on camera and do an unboxing video. And I don't know how I managed to hold off on that either, but somehow I managed it. So I wanted to go ahead and open this on camera and, kind of share my first impressions with everybody as far as what I thought about it. So, and I'm super excited because I've had this box sitting in my house for weeks and I haven't opened it yet. So so here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. So again, this is the Supra Oracle, which is a new deck that Uusi came out with relatively recently. And it is an Oracle deck. I did order the deck and the book. And of course, because it's Uusi and they're wonderful, they sent me all kinds of beautiful things. Like, look at this beautiful stamp on the inside of the box. They sent me a gorgeous postcard of the Fool image from the Pagan Otherworlds, which is a deck that I also own and absolutely adore. So that's going on the wall. This looks like it's just an invoice. So set that down there. And then look how gorgeously wrapped this deck is with this beautiful autumn leaf. I love Uusi. They make the most spectacular things and they package them in the most spectacular ways. But I'm actually going to start first by taking a look at the book. So I did order the book. The package of the deck and the book together, I have to admit, was a little bit expensive for me. But if a deck has a book that goes along with it, I really can't not order the book. I would rather spend more and order the book and potentially not have as much to spend on another deck rather than getting what feels like an incomplete package, just because it's important to me to know what artists intended when they drew the artwork for a particular card and what they thought of the meaning of that card as being. So I did get the book to go along with this deck, so I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. All right, and it's a beautiful book. Supra, The Hidden Path of an Oracle by Uusi. So it's written by Lene Gitz, artwork by Peter Dunham. And yeah, as always, it's an absolutely beautiful book. It's got this lovely matte cover on it. And I'm so excited about this deck. I think that this line artwork is absolutely incredible. I don't actually own a ton of black and white decks. This is one of the few black and white decks that I own. I think the only other one that I currently own is the, let me think about this now. I think the only other one I own is actually the Little Monsters Tarot. And I did order Benabel Wynn's Spirit Keepers Tarot as well. So that will be another black and white deck to add to my collection when I do get that one. But in the meantime, I'm pretty sure this is only the second one that I've ever purchased. So this book, let's take a look here. The book, I just love the artwork. Has 137 pages and, just gives general meanings for each of the cards. And then they've got these like sort of gold pages interpolated in there. I just want to take a look here and see. So I don't actually know a ton about this deck. I really ordered it based on the artwork. I haven't actually watched any other unboxing videos of it or anything like that. So it looks like this deck contains some elemental cards. So we've got ether, air, water, fire, and earth, and then the hidden path. So this looks like a sort of set of cards about, you know, different levels of consciousness, just different ways that the brain works, you know, so sort of interior kinds of things. And then we've got also sacred geometry here. So a lot of interesting card meanings. So, and each, you know, there's a little bit of information about each one of the cards here, you know, sort of a range of information. There's a little bit less for some of these elemental cards, and a little bit more, you know, for some of these hidden path cards. But I think the artwork is so remarkable on these cards. It's got that sort of, you know, line drawing kind of antique engraving look, which is a style of artwork that I really love. So I'm really excited to take a look at these. So I don't want to actually go through the whole book because I don't want to spoil myself for what the cards look like. So let's go ahead and open this package. I love that they did this. It included a beautiful autumn leaf. This open. You know, the other thing that they always do is they always send a beautiful Uusi bag along with their decks. And then here is the deck itself. There we go. Okay, so it's an absolutely gorgeous foil stamped box where it says Supra Oracle, and again it's this lovely sort of engraving looking line artwork with the beautiful these are all, you know, the stamping all has a sort of texture to it, so you can, you know, feel where parts of it are raised. It has a lovely seal on it that says first edition. Mine is number 1453 out of 5,000. So that's pretty amazing. Much as I did with the Pagan Otherworlds, I am not actually going to break the seal because I'm a dork that way. I'm going to open this from the bottom, and oh my gosh, the interior of the box is this beautiful red color, and it's got like a leather texture to it. Everything that Uusi does, honestly, is so stunningly incredible. It's just absolutely amazing what they do. So here are the cards. The backings are beautiful. It's basically the same pattern as the box, you know, with this sort of black with modeling, and it's not actually, it's a gold color, but it's not actually gold stamped the way that the box is, but still very, very beautiful. And so let's start taking a look through some of these cards here. So we start out with this first card, which indicates the seeker. So I'm assuming that you would be using this card as a significator in any kind of reading that you did with this oracle. You know, I don't normally use significators, to be perfectly honest, but you know, that's interesting. I really like that. I think that using a significator is something that I'm probably going to start thinking a little bit more about, especially once I get Benabel Wen's deck. I know that using significators is a very big thing in her personal tarot practice, and that she included, you know, 3 different versions of the Fool card in her deck to use as a significator for the querent in doing readings with that deck specifically, so that you know, each individual card could represent a person in search of a different type of information or a different type of spiritual connection from the deck. And that just isn't something that's ever been part of my tarot practice before, but it's something I'm very interested in learning more about. So that is definitely something that I'm going to learn a bit more about, especially I think in using her deck. But this is an extremely beautiful card. It's upright, it's a woman, or upright, yes, it's a woman, and reversed, it's an image of a man, and it's really, really beautiful. And the cardstock on these is not the same as the cardstock on the Pagan Otherworlds, which is probably my favorite cardstock of any deck I've ever owned. I always say that I've never had another deck in my hands that I think is higher quality than the Pagan Otherworlds. It's got that incredible linen finish. It's got that incredible sort of, air cushion, slippery feel that you get from a really high quality deck of playing cards. So it's incredible to shuffle. This one does not have that linen finish. The cards are very smooth, but they still have that lovely sort of smooth, slippery feeling to them. And they do feel like they're going to shuffle gorgeously, and they feel, they have that very sort of strong core to them that makes them kind of springy feeling, and like they aren't going to, permanently bend. If they will spring back to their original configuration, which is the other thing that I really love about the Pagan Otherworlds, is that those cards just stay flat no matter how much you shuffle them, and this feels like it has the same kind of core to the cardstock, which is lovely. So that's the Seeker card, and then we go into our elemental cards, it looks like here. So we start with Ether, and then Air, Water, and I love the illustrations on this, Earth, and Fire. I love this, the person holding flames in their hand. As the fire card. I really, really like this. There are borders around the images, but they're simple line borders. There aren't actually any sort of color differentiation between the border and the actual background of the card. And it has just this wonderful, these wonderful black and white line drawings. So I really like that. And so here is where we get into that, I believe the book called it the hidden path of, different levels of the conscious and unconscious, subconscious mind, and different sort of aspects of the soul's journey, that it goes through in terms of maturing different psychological states. And so here we have unconscious, and I love this. I love this because there's this fishtail, and it's all the swirling water, and then there's an arm reaching down to get a jug of that water and pull it up. So it's like getting that information from the unconscious, that, pulling up that information out of your unconscious mind and bringing it into your conscious mind. And I think that's such an incredible representation. And here we have the moon, beautiful, with this, this looks like a wolf underneath the full moon, or maybe even a werewolf. It's an interesting look for a wolf. And I love this. I love the engraved look of these images, and I don't know, it's extremely evocative to me. And here's Spirit. That's gorgeous. Silence. I love this card. I absolutely love this card. This evokes so much to me. Wow. So here we have Animus, and I'm assuming we also have Anima. And, Animus and Anima, of course, are, different aspects of the soul. For the Animus here, it's definitely a male principle. They're holding a candle for the fire. They've got the spear. There's all kinds of elemental symbolism going on. And then here for the Anima, we've got the moon, and we've got this beautiful, just sort of softness to it. Again, this is the sort of the passive principle, often considered the female principle. All of the sort of duality of nature. I don't work actually a lot with gender binary in terms of that level of duality, but in terms of things like active versus passive, dry versus wet, dark versus light, all of those kinds of things. I mean, there are important aspects to that to work with. I don't love associating that with sort of gender binaries, but Here we have Psyche. Beautiful. Conflict. Demon. Deus Ex Machina. Very interesting. There's so many interesting concepts in these cards. Mysticism. Simplicity. Oh, that's beautiful. Improbability. Potential. Look at how gorgeous this is. Imagination. Everydayness. I love this. I love this. This is my next favorite after the silence card. I love this. That's so lovely. Synchronicity. Manifestation. Gnosis. Threshold. Imperfection. Gentleness. I love how much this evokes, classicism in a lot of ways. And I find that interesting. A lot of it evokes classical statuary and things like that. And then at the same time, it has such a window into sort of mystical levels, beyond that, sort of beyond the rationality that you see in classicism, and sort of a window into different levels of the conscious mind and the unconscious mind, and different ways of viewing the world. And so the combination of this particular artwork with the sort of different concepts that it's advancing, I think is really fantastic. Stillness. Oracle. Nothing. Transformation. Reawaken. Intuition. Sensation. Sincerity. Perseverance. Sageness. Impasse. Release. Thinking and feeling. This is interesting. I'm going to actually pull out those 4 cards because it looks like they make a complete picture. Intuition, sensation, thinking, and feeling. So we'll take a look at that here in just a second. The hidden. I love, love, love this picture. That's amazing. Myth. Individuation. Primordial. Ego. And then we've got an image of Icarus falling here. Magic. Forgotten. Wow. And And then here we have the various images of sacred geometry, which I don't actually know very much about. So here's the final card, which is Self, which is a beautiful card. I love the eye, I love the Ouroboros. But these images of sacred geometry, I'm going to have to read the book to understand a little bit more about these, because this is not something that I actually know very much about. The spiral images of the Nautilus is beautiful. Okay, after that brief interruption. So I want to take these 4 cards and just sort of lay them out a little bit. We've got feeling, we've got intuition, we've got sensation, and we've got thinking. And it's really fascinating because it looks like, you know, in the top cards here, there's a sort of piece of fabric that goes all the way around all of these different images, along with the labyrinth in the center. So that's really amazing. So I think this oracle is really cool. I'm very excited to work with it. You know, there's a lot of concepts in this that are ones that you don't oftentimes see in an oracle deck. Let me just give this a little shuffle here. It shuffles beautifully, of course, like any Uusi deck. But, you know, I'm going to have to do some work with the book and some understanding of some of the different concepts in this deck, because, you know, there's a lot going on here, and I really think that you know, some of the cards to work with, you know, the elemental cards, of course, you know, are something that make a lot of sense to me, but the sacred geometry cards are something that are new to me. And you know, some of the other concepts are ones that you know, you would definitely need to give a little bit of thought to understand how you would be applying them in a reading. But I think the deck is absolutely beautiful. Let's see what card flew out here. Anima. So I absolutely love the artwork of this deck. I think it's just stunningly beautiful. It's a beautiful production, like anything Uusi does, and I'm really excited to add it to my collection and to read the book and really start working with it and give it some thought. So, intuition. I love that I pulled anima and intuition both in my sort of first working with this deck, because there's a lot of connections between those two concepts, and both of them sort of tell me that you know, this deck is going to be a good one for readings, you know, a good one to kind of bring forth some of those intuitive hits and really connect to my unconscious and subconscious a little bit. So that's the Uusi Supra Oracle. I cannot believe I managed to wait 2 whole weeks to open up this deck, but I finally opened it and I'm so excited about it. So thank you so much for following along with me, and have a great one. Bye-bye.